Hey, welcome back to TF Live. It's me, DuMmTm, with you here to bring you some hot, high action for the playoffs, starting out with the upper page playoffs game. Number one here, it's Grogged against Psychology Majors. I'm not alone here. It's with me on production, Wiethoofd, as per usual, and eventually, with me later, will be Dempsy, who, unlike Psychology Majors, has not finished university yet, so he'll be joining me the moment he is back home. But yes, for the moment we'll do alone because we don't want to hold up these gamers much any longer here. We've waited long enough. They are ready to game, and hopefully it should be a good one. And if history has anything shown between these two teams, it might be. They've tied last time they played. This is first and second seed in the division, and it's playoffs now, so this is when it all counts. No ties anymore. It's 3 maps being played here, with maybe not quite all to play for, but certainly still should be an interesting one, as we can look at the maps here real quickly on your screen. You can see who banned what each, which led to the decisions they went with here in the end for themselves. We will see Process picked by Psychology Majors, Grog wanting to play Product, and Gullywash last will be the decider. Should be an interesting one for sure. I did see week 6 game of Grog as well, which did take place among obviously 2 maps on Process as well, which was a really, really close call there for them against Xbox 360 live chat. So it should be interesting to see how they can perform here this time around. Product is obviously always an interesting pick to come out here. If someone doesn't ban it early, you must believe they're confident enough to let the opponent pick it as well. So this could be an interesting development later down the road for them here, on both sides for that matter. So I'm very curious here, as you have the rosters on your screen as well for both the rosters. For Psychology Majors, the scouts are S29 in Space, Smiley, and 2345 on Soldiers. Lurl on Demoman, Random Dead Dude on the Medic, with Fast, Omni, Duck, KPC, Ivan, and JD going up against them. Pretty stacked rosters, 1 mark total here, I believe. So maybe not quite pristine position for them to go up against each other quite yet. But sometimes you have to take the hit with the Merc and see if you can make it happen. Let's see how this will work out for them here on mid-fight number 1. Psychology Majors sending Smile a little early. Doesn't end up committing to that just yet though, so we will see how this will go down on the first mid of map 1 of this playoffs game here in the high division. Smiley looking to still commit. He wants to bomb in, gets a hero in the crossfire. Just a piece behind as well. This might be something to commit forward with, but Red Soldier denied quite early here. They're trying to still bust through, and Smiley from the back is finally having the impact. Only going down. Maybe it's some damage in backlands. Gets fast as well. Panned down for his trouble, but JD has no health whatsoever. Gets taken down by the scouts. Quick clean up there. That's the power of a soldier behind. You can cut off exits quite well, and it will pay off greatly for Psychology Majors coming into this match as the first seed here as well. So it's just a matter of capping up this point right now, and they are looking primed already to take this into last. With this advantage they have right now, this is going to be really tough to hold. You need to try, obviously, on Grog. Setting up the gun. Sniper as well. Maybe a clutch snipe can save them from a lot of trouble here. Only way to find out. They starting to take some space already. Met with a bit of spam. But as long as Fast does not get the angle, it is all fine. And they will pop very early, actually. A little bit indecisive which door they want to take, but send Demoman deep towards this gun here. Scout on point right away. Will have to contest it immediately here. Give Smiley a shot on the medic. Cannot clean up the kill though, and does suddenly 2 down. Bad health on Grog, but then outnumbering them, and with that out-damaging them probably quite severely so, in fact. Player behind cannot get much going either, so they're going down on the backlines, and that means with only 2 left standing, Psychology Majors just don't have the numbers to keep fighting. Will have to fall back, and in fact, getting chased out all the way. They knew very well where they were going. They were not going to let them get away with that. Grog cleans up what was left here, and with this mad kill, this could be a huge turnaround point now, very early into this map here. Around sniping from forwards. Tries to get a funny shot in. Smiley deep into choke as well. They're not trying to let them get away with this too easily, but no one's getting anything in the end. With that, Grog will still take the midpoint here, and as I said previously, this advantage will matter. This advantage could easily get them into second without using if they play it well / get lucky here. Not like Psychology Majors is looking to let them get in here for free. They have a gun built on forwards. Funny little idea Doesn't have the best sideline, in fact, it spotted pretty quickly, but at least it helps trade out KPC for it. Don't see that all too often. Soldier trying to contest the second point as well, cannot block quite yet. Oh, they sent both behind actually for that. Fast is having his hands full there, but it's Scout against two soldiers. As long as you get the first down quickly, you can just win those on the 6k now. They did fall back, but they already cleaned up everything else as well, so there's nothing left standing in the last point here. This banked heavily on this double back play for Psychology Majors to go right, and them banking it all on the backlines did not pay off all too well. So, Grogged going up early here. 1-0 up already, a few minutes into this map. Let's see what mid-fight number 2 can bring. Was obviously a good one for Psychology Majors. They are looking hopefully to repeat just that in some way, shape or form. Made it a lot harder by your hero immediately disappearing behind. They're just pressing up a point here. Smiley and we deep. Tyrone in already as well. And the Scouts cleaning up quickly of all the damage the team delivers. Doberman straight on the medic. It's the kill onto JD as well. Just a matter of living now for the red medic here. And they're playing it careful. They see their players down. Have the ability to leave in time. Want to repush maybe a little bit with the soldier in the backlines as well here, but the soldier just gets taken weak so early. No way out. The hero cleans that up. Still push forward though, actually. They don't believe in that, and Tyrone takes all the space with the healed forward. And Grogged was so busy cleaning up the one guy behind, they couldn't really keep position with that. One scout forward. Last ditch effort gets dangerously close down the medic. That will be the end of the mid-fight right now. Psychology Majors taking it. They will be very pleased about that one, I would imagine, as obviously with JD not having Wiethoofd just yet, this is still a good opportunity to take second quickly here. A little bit of a 1v1 on the flank. A hero pops down the scout and is taken down pretty quickly. That is a bit rough here if you want to just slowly walk this forward, because JD's so close to having it at this point as well. They want to just delay and be able to pop through once they can, but they're already all in here, and JD is just overstaying his welcome on rollout. They were so close, but they just played with too much fire here. Sunny's is looking so good. They need the counter sack. They're trying desperately to get through, but no one's getting in at all. Last ditch effort for the Scouts. Omni getting denied. And great defensive work there by Psychology Majors. Taking this second point slow. Getting greatly rewarded for it. This might just be a quick round here. Omni will definitely spawn. The soldiers have a chance to do something, but they have to do it against the Uber now. Captain started. They were only coming out now as they're already starting to touch the point here. No Captain just yet, but this quickly changed with the demo rolling up. Everyone out of spawn needs to dive deep towards point here. But they're already 3 down once again. Psychology Majors using the space they have to just kite some damage, play it safe, reload and recommit when they're all ready just to bomb towards point. And one soldier is not enough to defend this. And suddenly we're back to a tight scoreline here. Alright, 1-1. Psychology Majors not going out just yet. Still plenty of time left to play for as well, so nothing's been decided. See how the mid-fight goes here for now. Psychology Majors is trying to get a soldier. It doesn't work too well. Will live for now, but really weak. Smiley not so lucky as well here. Will go down. Scout on medic gets the demo caught in the crossfire somehow. Ivan going down almost at the same time as Fassy. That's suddenly 2 down for Grogged, not just 1. And they will just see themselves out early here. Alright. This Psychology Majors winning yet another mid-fight. They've been looking strong on the mid-points here. Let's see if they can take anything forwards from here. Though will be difficult given the lack of advantage. So this might be the first proper stalemate we have. And they immediately tried to get something going here. Bomb through, however, spotted very ahead of time. My hero innocent, well, gets 1 good shot in. But 1 rocket is never going to be good enough alone. Okay, just a matter of exchanging sacks right now. Both teams not believing in much else right now, and I can't blame them too much most of the time. It is a lot safer to not commit more than 1 player, but given the time left here, it's also not a big deal just yet to not take the biggest risks. However, as I say this, we do see a hero go to spy and commit to it too. Sometimes you just see people go spy and spawn, sit there for a moment, use the spy's ability to see if anyone has picked up a different class on the server, But this is supposed to be a play, so they believe in this one. Alright, another sack coming through, but that's not going to help out much just now. Spy is wanted to hero not getting enough done. So we are staying in the stalemate for a tad bit longer. And this is what will become interesting in some ways. Obviously it's easy to just look at this and see not much happening, but there's a good reason for that, especially towards high level. It's risky to get away with stuff as well. They're trying to take it safe for now with the sack, and in this case also with the off classes. Ooh, and they're working out. Sniper on the field, swap of soldier here. Try to make this work for them quickly. Quick headshot, it's a trade out kill in the end. So it doesn't decide too much just yet. But each and every kill on Sniper, even if it's not the biggest impact kills you can get if it's a soldier or scout, can still help getting space going here. They're immediately rotating towards the sewer area of this map, trying to get a better angle towards things. Obviously Grogged, well aware of that possibility, have their medic hidden towards PC, trying to not let anything funny happen here. And it works out for now. Smiley goes down. They're rotating once again.
Hello.
It's him.
It's me. KPC dies.
That is...
Aren't you glad you have a co-caster?
Yes, you added so much to the conversation already. Alright, well... let's see how this goes here. Taking this into mid. Trying to make a play happen off the drop that you just distracted me from. But either way, I mean, they're 2 down, so there's still a chance to sack through, but no, the college majors are so far back. Sniper!
Alright, you know, what's more important, the Uber drop or Dempsey?
Well, is it a Dempsey Uber drop?
Could be.
Because otherwise, I don't care.
Maybe they should sub out Yves or whatever and sub me in.
I'm sure you would have
goes down. They're already in with this very fast. So trying to catch Smiley, he's doing his best rocket jump impression, can't get anything done as they try to stack on point. They cap it.
People try to get in, but that's the power of explosion. Sometimes you just don't go where you want to be, and that's the end of the round. Very prematurely here, I want to say. Just the fight was still going, and it's just over already.
There was like 6 people sitting on point, and then it just was over. I was very confused.
Well, let's see how the mid-fight goes here for these teams. Psychology Majors, I believe, winning every single mid-fight so far in this match here. So this is, on the mid-fights at least, a very one-sided affair. Smiley trying to get some damage in here. Denied pretty quickly. Nice direct there by KPC. Can anyone follow up on that?
is so low here.
Yeah, they get good damage. They could maybe play off this. In fact, they're trying to get Soldier in, but once again, nowhere to go. Denied a Devil Man, though, in the meantime. This is still sketchy. They're 2 down, though, so they might have to give this one up sooner or later. They're trying to fight through, but they just don't have any positioning anymore.
I loved watching both Sollies get absolutely denied as Fez tries to make it through. KPC in, can't even pick the scout kill, gets a 1 rocket off, but still it's a demo. Solly gets through, they're trying to look behind, keep looking forward. JD's going to get caught out, forces it out with the Uber, trying to get something done. Omni forces out the other Uber, but bad situation for JD to be in here.
Yeah, in fact, no way out for him at all. Very smart decision to go for the fast rollout there for the Soldier. Smiley gets the force going pretty quickly. Still have to worry a little bit about players sacking, but Soldier denied onto the medic will be the saving grace here for them, and that is the mid-fight still going to Psychology Majors.
Yeah, JD kind of stuck between a rock and 4 hard places right there on mid, so... Still a trap here, close to choke. They might be able to catch someone out if they try to get back through choke. Looks like, oh, just misses to death in between 2 players as they bust in. Tyrone goes down to a lot of spam though. Trying to take the fight in, gets down Omni. KPC bombs back on a point with another bomb on the point, so... I don't know, I'm just watching soldiers jump around and die.
I mean, isn't that a dream? More or less. I'm not saying it's working, because it kinda isn't. It's just a sketchy, really messy fight right now, and in the end we're left with the weirdest game of multi-duo I've ever seen. But Kim Finkfest wins this, and he hits those shots. Helped as well by shooting himself with pipes. That's how that works.
Can he Vez stay alive long enough to get Tyrone? He gets Tyrone! Gets a solid! Fez goes down. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, at least it happened, right?
I just came out of a seminar, dude. My brain is not TF2 optimized.
Well, you'd hope these guys are.
I don't know if they are, but it was a true joke anyway. Focusing on Ivan, gets bombed and shot at a scout. Oh, goes down, gets dropped by JD. Both the Ubers come out. Smiley gets dropped as well. I think he expected a flash and went for the rocket jump, but Teams is kind of chilling. Tyrone looks like they want to bust, maybe try and get this frag on Fez, but two scouts walking at him and a Sully bombing. Sully goes down again. Fez walking at leaving, can't get him. So we're just kind of in a weird stalemate here, where teams are taking space but not taking space.
I mean, they're trying to double down on this. There we go. Scout goes through for the final kill here. Omni, however, also presses W against them here. I guess you're right, this is a stalemate, but it's a stalemate where both teams are just doing the same amount of barely anything. And just sending the scouts in to do the rest of the dirty work here after a little bit of spam. No combo wants to die here, but in the end, with both scouts going down for Grogged, this is certainly a lost cause for them on this second point here, which leaves Psychology Majors once again with a shot at last. They will need to get around here anytime soon to bring it back to an even scoreline, bring this back to a
get the demo. They might try to dry push this just before the Ubers come into play, but it's going to be very close. They need to go now and get on point right away. 95% for JD, so it looks like he's going to get this Uber. Because Psychology Majors don't want to get on point just yet. Ubers for both teams. Very late use here. Not even used for Psychology Majors yet. Doesn't drop the demo, just barely. Flashes is solid.
3 down already by the time the Uber comes out. It's a little bit sketchy right now. Get some players towards point to maybe cheese something away, but it's not much happening here. There's not much Lurl can do all by himself. Will get pistoled down by Omni. That is probably the end of it, and with the mat going down, this will be just going from bad to worse here. I mean, yeah, you mentioned they used so late, they didn't want to use early, but in the end it just meant that the entire flank that was committed just had no chance of living anything at all.
I love in the middle of all that, you had Leaving trying to 1v1 JD, and then in the background I could just see a poor Sully just getting absolutely demolished on point by like 4 blue people. The demo is not even sticking point.
Well, we'll see. For now, Psychology Majors trying to do anything they can to hold mid, but it's virtually impossible right now, already falling back. Not looking to sack someone in early, which is a little bit surprising, because even if you sack on second works, you might be down that player for a last push if they just are having the opportunity to rush this forward. So I'd rather sack a player as early as possible in the map, rather than late, but trying to keep themselves alive here and hold on to the second point, which might work if Grogged can take this fast, and they are close to having by this point.
Yeah, I mean, they played this well, they hard built a lot. JD's taking some spam, might need to use here if they send a Saki in, but looks like they just want to go back to last, play it safe, get their Uber and chill.
Okay, this was just good enough for Grogged to take this. And being on the lead they are, that's always very comforting, even if there's still a good amount of time left to go here. Just having the opponent stuck on last is everyone's favorite position in the game, I would say.
Omni just wanted to die.
Which tells me, very obviously, this man wants to snipe.
You know, that's the exact kind of scout player I love, where they're just like, I want to go sniper, I'm holding W to 6 people.
I much appreciate when people are a lot more subtle about it, like a soldier sack, and you can walk someone back to the spawn door.
Yeah, once you see a scout holding W and you're like, okay, I wonder. He's freaking out though. I'm gonna get on Omni's cam, you know, I've got faith. I don't know who this guy is, but he's got a cool name.
Hey, he won a map last time I watched him, so...
It's got a full stop in it, that's very like 2015 TF2.
I mean, half of them also have like lowercase names, so that's very TF2.
That's a shot.
It's a start. Let's see if they can work up this one for now. One soldier isn't going to win the round by itself, you need a little bit more than that, so... Taking
nice
W is
headshot.
trying to get more and more angles for shots like that.
Oh. Medic's stuck in the corner here. I mean, they've got him pinned down. You know, Psychology Majors really need to figure out what they want to do. Swings out for the peak. Sees the medic, doesn't have time to scope though. Gets spammed out by the demo.
They trade him out though.
Yeah, I mean, this is pushable. Scout's walking at Duck though. Yeah, Duck goes down, this isn't pushable anymore. You know, once you go 2 down, you can't really... It looks like Psychology Majors solo Uber in with the Scout? What? The medic walks forward, the Scout doesn't? That was just the intimidation play. The Scout just stood still, Ubered, like... You don't want this.
I mean, what are you going to do? It's the Scout class.
What are you going to do about it?
Either way, the push comes in, Grogged just straight onto gun and straight onto point with this as well. People forcing Cassie after just pushing deeper and deeper with the Uber, getting demo, getting medic. What else is left to defend the point? These soldiers and the scouts need to do some work here, but a hero with bomb towards point for everyone else to clean up is just gonna put an end to this one.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that scout just getting Ubered and just letting it, like, took the hand off the keyboard.
Sometimes you just have to accept it, I guess.
You know, sometimes your medic uses and you're just like, this was not optimal, I'm not even going to try.
Well, I mean, I certainly can't be too happy about it either way here, with already 2 down right now into mid-fight number 5 here. They're going to need a strong response from Psychology Majors, and they've been winning mid-fights, but just not convincingly enough. And in fact, this one starts off pretty bad. Ivan with some pipes towards point gets lowered pretty quickly. Maybe the bombs by the soldiers can do something here. Gets close, but it's not more than a demo kill. And the scouts are outnumbered and out-positioned as well at this point. They're trying to fight through, but one quick direct on Tyrone's head, as well as both scouts onto the other ones, are going to just melt through them.
I just don't get why they thought that was winnable. You know, you 2 scouts versus 2 scouts, but Grogged also had another player up. But Smiley comes in, tries to get something. I don't know, I mean, I haven't been here for this whole game. Completely transparent with that fact. Haven't been too impressed with Psychology Major's bombs though.
Yeah, it's been strange right now. They certainly need to pick up the game here a little bit, otherwise this is looking dire, and it's already looking dire, to be entirely honest here, for the side of the red team. They are 2 down, they're stuck on last once again, and this Uber is not gonna wait around to let them have a chance to get out here at all. They're just in with the fight quite quickly here. Gun and Uber take a lot of time to get things going, but they get the cap in here, and JD is just getting in there the second before the soldier can block.
JD just, you know, he saw a chance and he was like, I'm taking it. Yeah, I really want to pay attention to Psychology Major's Sollies this mid, because they do a lot of big bombs where they try to make a lot of space, but they don't actually shoot many rockets while they do it, and their team doesn't follow up, so really they're just rocket jumping around for the sake of it.
A quality over quantity, I would say. Let's see if they can deliver on that. For now, one gets poorly blocked, and in fact, neither of them get in at all.
Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean?
It's just hard stuck trying to get on the high ground right now, and with 1 down already, the other Smiley really weak as well, gets healed up now, trying to get in once more. Cleans up Ihura on drive-by and gets KPC as well. That's the quality they've been looking for. Is it enough to take this fight back? They're trying to, but...
I don't think it is. Omni goes down, okay, so... Ivan needs to hits 1 pipe, but leaves his medic. Medic hits the melee! Ivan goes for the melee.
But it's the funny skull, so he can't use it.
I don't know, I mean... They want to trade this here, I guess? Ivan feeling confident. Duck comes right in, hits a rocket!
Oh, that was so
rocket
close.
Loaded.
That's the downfall of the fast roller there.
If I see Ivan with his pan out walking out of scout again, I'm going to scream.
Don't let him hear that, he will do it. Yeah, somehow Psychology Majors keep winning these mid-fights, and I don't quite understand how they keep getting away with it, because it's these close fights over and over again.
Did you watch 2345Y's how he played mid last time? He did a big bomb into the skybox, landed, and then tried to bomb out and just died. He shot 0 rockets at the enemy team.
I mean, it can work if you actually do take attention away from people, and then can commit through a different area while the rest of the team is pushing up. That needs to happen, though, first of all.
Yes, that's
and the beginning was not that at all. The later part
sadly
was that. The later part was just Smiley having a quick bomb in, and then the rest of them followed through quickly. Oh, that Scout's getting baited, fast going down here, no way out for the guy. That's 1 pick. They're all living this one too. Never mind, they don't.
What? Forced the Uber, but everyone's gonna die here. Scout isn't dead yet. Look at the movement, damn. And he just doesn't get Omni 12 HP, but...
That movement didn't get him very far, unfortunately. Maybe for the soldier gets in, it's not quite enough. Oof. Dies on his own rockets. In Europe, you would have lived that for at least 1 more second.
Yeah, superior regional, alright. I don't know if we should be getting on Australian gas, talking about how great Europe is. I just want to take this right in. Psychology Major's in a weird position, all on low ground. They're going to take a lot of demo spam here, but
big bomb! Everyone! He didn't even aim
so
at anything,
low,
he just took the wall shot to leave with the jump and just killed everybody.
Duck is just playing duck goose, trying to figure out who he wants to bomb. Goes in high, hits the medic once, missed the second rocket sadly, and goes down.
And that is the kind of plays they need right now, though. This is like the huge swing fights they've been looking for to just get things going again here. Forward spawns are coming in, but not doing enough smiley, maybe with another mad kill as well. Not quite, in fact, we're going down and everyone does.
Oh my god. This was looking amazing for Psychology Majors. They had so much momentum. The whole enemy team forward spawned, which really killed their momentum. But then they all just walk at the demo.
Alright, they still have a chance here with advantage, but it lets them make this Uber a little bit closer, so by the time the Uber fades for red, this might already be time for JD to use, let alone the fact that the gun will help them get there as well on Grogged. So this will be interesting to see if they can manage this push quickly here. They will not have much time to do any more than this as well, so this needs to really work for them.
The gun is still building. It's dead now. JD is going to get Uber just here in a second. Smiley's on him. 97% gets him. Oh no, he was on 99. Tyrone comes in, cleans up everything in caps.
You just need to believe in these sort of plays working, that you just make it to the medic in
You know
time
what?
here.
Yeah, you know, they had the confidence. They were like, you know, I think we killed the medic with 99%. Let's go.
It's not just the confidence, it's also knowing that that's the only way it's going to work as well, so you have to make it happen. Very much so. And they will just about 2 rounds difference here with 5 minutes left is doable, so they win mid-fights especially. Grogged needs to just get a good mid-one going, and this is looking mighty over.
Yeah, if Grogged wins this mid, they could almost say they've won already. Big bomb onto Ivan, can't get him. The other Solly's very low as well. Gets an arrow, jumps up, already very low, goes down to Duck. Both Solly's down. Not in a good look here for Psychology Majors. Getting big spammed out. Ducky takes the high ground from the scouts. Tyrone's low, might go down here even though he's with his medic. They're all forced out.
Alright, well that's the end of that one here, and Grogged winning mid-fight, like I said, could be pretty bad right now for the chances on a comeback. They're not waiting around now, they want to get in. Leaving, aka LOL, does not get the flash here in the end, goes down. Ivan taken down as well though, so they're down both their moment here on this fight right now, and they're not trying to back off just yet on Grogged. Spawns coming in as well, KPC to the party, trying to get some damage forward. Soldier stuck!
Solly's behind, waddling through choke.
That is big, but is it big enough?
Maybe a little misplay there from Grogged. I think they really could have just sat on mid with that Uber and just ran the clock down at this point, you know?
Yeah, now it's still plenty time, obviously. I mean, 2 rounds per 2 minutes is certainly a doable margin.
They're only going to be able to deny 1 spawn though, so they're going to have to decide quick if they're going to try and use this scout advantage to maybe sack in their 2 Sollies, make a load of space, and then go on off that. Smiley maybe wants the speed bomb? I can see it in his eyes. Buffing up both their Sollies, so they look like they're maybe going for a double Solly sack. 1 Solly's in, the other one's just going back around into IT, so I wouldn't say this is a very good position. I mean, Grogged are just playing very far back, they just want to drag this fight out as long as they possibly can. Eventually though, they all get forced out as Leaving walks forward. Big kills from Smiley Face, man. Not the man called Smiley, but the guy with a smiley face name.
I know, it's very confusing. Anyway, push comes in already, they need this one to work. KPC going down, gun in the back, trying to
just
do the best it can.
You need to get on
coming in now.
No, Tyrone walks onto the stickies. Big spam coming out, but a lot of kills, but Fez is still up, which is critical here, because this 1 scout could turn the whole fight. Duck gets a bomb onto the medic. Maybe taken down by Smiley Face. Gets taken down, but a scout with a medic here, unless Smiley Face absolutely pops off, it's not going to happen. Maybe a little overzealous with that push. I mean, they went in, you know, the point was only half. They didn't have everyone in position to push in yet, and I think it all fell apart because they just couldn't do it fast enough. They walked into that last point with only 4 people and ran out of time.
Yeah, and sometimes it just comes at you that quickly here, trying to make things happen, and when you're trying to make things happen quickly at last minute, that is where the mistakes strike. This is where you just run things a little bit too much, and this is why a lot of games that are like looking a little bit over already quickly turn to very over. terms of like, like a 4-all game, just quickly just one more round on top of this, just because you have to make the comeback happen desperately. Anyway, though, they're just getting walked at right now.
Yeah, a bit of panic setting in, I think. Psychology Majors walking in with 50% Uber. I mean, is it worth it, or you take that extra 20 seconds to get the Uber and then play for a minute and a half next round?
Well, as it stands right now, Grogged is going to take back the second point with 2 minutes on the clock. All they have to do is be on the server, I believe, at this point, to come out victorious here. Bold assumption, given that Brady already died, so they're giving it a shot to not make it happen. But I guess the sacks coming through in return quickly clean up quite a bit here. Devilman, Scout, Medic. And suddenly also the soldiers are just all on bit already for Grogged and not letting anyone escape here.
They want to take this last round. They want to rub some salt into the wound. They're not happy with the win. They want to, make a point about it.
Yeah, especially, I think you weren't here at the time. I was talking about the results these teams had against each other. This was in week 2, I believe. It was a tie. It was 4-0 either way, though. So it's the kind of tie where it wasn't really all that close at any point. Which sounds weird in theory, but it can very much happen, given that different maps are suited better for different people, different teams. So we'll see how much the map picks matter in this match specifically. This not being a repeat at the moment in the maps. In fact, not at all, actually. That is all different maps, I believe, from what they played in a regular season game. So it should be very interesting.
I think if they can take this last round, it's really just going to demoralize Psychology Majors coming into the next round. Smiley Face looking, can't find the medic, shoots just a little too early on the trigger. Smiley goes down, though. They're really fighting them here. 2 players go down. Going to be walking in here. The medic's dead, but they're all just getting on point. Big spam. Omni might get it.
There you go. 5-2 will be the final scoreline with 15 seconds left. Certainly, no debate about this one being final here.
I don't know, you think they can pull around together in the next 5 seconds?
That would be quite interesting, to say the least.
Process any percent.
Anyone believing in chat? Any believers here?
Yo. I think that last round is really just going to... Psychology Majors are not going to be happy going into the next map. They had their chances to maybe pull a bit of a comeback to a golden cap and just went down the drain, and now they're just kind of, sat in their Mumble or Discord, just kind of all maybe a bit quiet, thinking about, where did we go wrong?
You know what the most disheartening thing about this is as well for Psychology Majors? They wanted to play Process. They picked this here. Obviously, always feeling confident if you are going into your map pick. You want to hope for the best here. And the fact that, it was kind of close, I guess, but just not really, super close in the end, right? It was competitive, sure. But in the end, other than the mid-fights, really, they just didn't quite step up to the task here.
It was pretty competitive up until the point that Psychology Majors really had the pressure on them to perform in the last 5 minutes or so, and they rushed a few things. They could have taken their time a bit more. They had the 5 minutes to work with, and they tried to maybe they were aiming for a win instead of a golden cap, but yeah, a bit too speedy.
All right. That was a map 1 for you right there. I believe we can have some stats up on the screen for anyone that just wants to see and bully people based off numbers alone. You will have the ability to do so now. Which is always everyone's favorite time of the stream, I believe.
I do love a good bit of bullying.
Let me also pull them up on my end so I can see them bigger than on my phone. Would probably be helpful.
I mean, Omni definitely popped off, but yeah, I don't know. I feel Omni was, for a lot of the time, there was just soldiers kind of waddling into him. But definitely performed, definitely did a good job denying the soldiers.
I guess it's always nice to see to have the mercs be able to perform as well. In this case, Faz for the blue team here, the blue second scout, stepping in for that star, I believe. Very much a competent performance, obviously, both in terms of just raw numbers as well as in terms of just playing around the team. Picking the slack up pretty nicely here for them to do exactly what was required out of them, and had a very much suitable performance to bring them in the end to a working victory.
Interestingly, both teams playing very demo heavy on the heals.
Quite so, yes.
Not necessarily that they weren't even necessarily eating a lot of damage. I mean, both of them just around 280 damage taking a minute, which isn't insanely high for a demo, but they really just pumped their demos full of heals, and we definitely saw that. I think with leaving, definitely was trying to lead a few pushes instead of the scouts or sollies. He was trying to make his own room, which is nice to see, but. You know, why don't you let the scouts and sollies do that for you, buddy? You know, take a break.
Maybe we'll see some more of the scouts here on the next map. It is everyone's favorite, King of the Hill product coming up next, a map where scouts sure can have a fun time. Soldiers will let you know about that one for sure. The question is how much value the DuMmTm can still have, and they should in theory be able to perform. If the other team allows them to do so, obviously, DuMmTm is about as good on this map as the other team lets you be most of the time here. Obviously, if people are bunched up and you have the ability to just push forward, you will get damage, but that's what the scouts need to come in and just make your life miserable as much as they can. It'll come down to that quite a bit, I want to say, here, with both DuMmTm certainly having impact already and being, as you said, the cornerstones of how they want to play. If they cannot be able to get stuff going over a point, this will be really difficult.
I don't mean to excite anyone, but there is a sniper in pregame. And I'm not saying I want to see this man snipe, but I do want to see this man snipe. I'm also just spending my time now looking at the profile pictures of people in the server, and I don't agree with some of them. I'm not sure. Not sure how I feel about the retro Sonic profile picture. You know.
Oh, this man plays Sonic games.
Yeah, Sonic's a pretty underground game. I don't know if you've heard of it.
O'Neill, had a movie. Granted, well, never mind. Video game movies are not a good metric of quality.
Have you seen the Sonic movie?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say. I don't think I
However,
yeah?
It was about the only one of two movies about video games that people actually kind of liked. The other being the Pokemon one.
Isn't that the one where Pikachu goes into a monologue at the end?
I wouldn't call it a monologue necessarily, but Pikachu does become Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, you're talking about that one?
Yes, not the animated one.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the one where Pikachu has a Shakespearean soliloquy halfway through the movie.
Isn't that Mewtwo, not Pikachu?
No, Pikachu speaks in one of the movies. It was a big deal. People hated it. Anyway.
Oh yeah, never mind. You're right. I was thinking about Mewtwo saving racism or solving racism.
There's no sniper in this game. I'm already disappointed.
Well, be the change you want to see in the world. I know that won't happen because no one will let you on your team, but still.
Yeah. KPC going behind, two scouts looking at him, gets one, so everyone's just going to walk forward. Omni does not look behind when his medic screams that there's a Solly on him, so JD goes down. They try to take some room here. Both scouts walking out of Solly. Omni only gets one, can't get both, but that was a bit messy, but I don't know, that was fine.
I mean, if you're having scouts alive by the end, you're doing something right. If your medic is alive by the end, you're doing something right. If both of those factors are staying together by the end as well, you should be in a pretty good position here. Especially now that the midfight is decisively going their way. They will get the cap time started, and with advantage as well to boot. This will make it a lot harder here for Psychology Mages to get something going, but they don't waste much time trying to just get this over point. Bombs coming through, get some collateral damage going here, but it's just not quite what they're looking for.
I'm currently tabbed out looking at this Twitter post you sent me. Hold on. It's not loading.
I agree, that one's much more important. Either way, with the sack not quite working, it's going to be tough to make a proper play happen just yet. The double pick is nice actually though. JD almost has. They can just maybe start taking a bit of a non-dual fight. In fact, with the second pick to go around as well, this is looking a lot better already for Psychology Mages. And the force happens to come in very quickly for them.
Can we get that video on stream somehow?
Maybe later.
Anyway.
Why goes somebody?
Omni gets juggled, but second rocket can't connect. Tyrone's in! Tyrone doesn't get any. But looks like they want to sack here. Lose the Sully, so leaving is leaving.
Alright, well, that is a decisive victory for Psychology Mages. Just out of a very early force, the lack of a demo man, and a second soldier before the US came out just led to a very early force here. So, Grogged off the point once again here. And also, unrelated topic, since we talked about region differences earlier as well. Did you know Australia still has random fall damage?
What?
So that's a fun fact if you're European. That's something we don't have to deal with. But it's still present right here. I don't know if it matters so far. There was a couple of fall damage kills, but most of them were very clear-cut cases of just getting grounded by a rocket, so it shouldn't matter. Who knows? Hard to say.
I don't know, we just kind of talked over all that, but Ivan ate, I think, 2,000 damage in 30 seconds.
Still alive.
That man
basically has a buff still as well. That's telling you all you need to know about what it gives going this game.
Ate so much damage, and I don't know how he didn't die, but you know, props to him. I want to come in with the Uber trade here anyway. Tyrone smiling face, trying to maybe get some cap time. Of course, the enemy team's Uber out. Omni walking in. Nice delayed Uber there, but can't really catch anyone out. Only Tyrone's in here, so he's going to get caught out in the post Uber.
Oh, bump in by Smile as well. Tries to get the jump towards Smiley. JD's weak, will clean up Ivan at least. There we go, Smiley will eventually do it. The rest of the team following through as well. They don't give them any space to go around. The soldier in the backline, Hero, aka Duck, cannot get enough damage going there to save anything from what's happening here. And yeah, the bomb through after the Uber with Tyrone going forward as well just did exactly what it needed to do. No one could get out here as the rest of the team of Grogged just pushed forward to get the rest of them.
Can we just point out that Smiley and Leaving are both playing with like 150 ping on projectile classes?
Well, I mean, hey.
Why would you do that to yourself?
If you're Asian and wanna be able to make a name for yourself outside of just Asia, here's your scene to do it in.
Just can't walk that again, Leaving, walking backwards. Tyrone's still trying to get some space. They get Omni with some spam. Duck goes onto the medic, but can't get that last rocket, which is kind of becoming the main theme of this game so far. Is Sully's getting a bomb in, but they just can't get that last rocket off. Looks like they want to move forward here. They have the point, but they just want to make sure that they don't let Ivan waddle in and start capping and spamming again.
Well, I don't think they're going to be too afraid of just that, though. They will in fact get away with it for now. Get a little bit more cap time, forcing their hand to commit here. Tyrone will take the lead, get the Uber out as well. JD weak-ish already, but they don't quite get the shots going his way. In fact, Fast is the one going down instead here, just going through the flank to make it happen. But much later for JD, and look at that, the medic just overextends so much to try to chase deep onto anything there, and neither him nor the scout receiving any amount of love there in the end, and will just get bombed on. In fact, JD does as well. Smiley just in again, and every time I think a fight's over on both maps of us, Smiley is just in and kills everything.
Where's Smiley going? He's behind the demo. He's going to Minecraft. Oh, the demo gets two.
And they both jump in his face, and Ivan kills both of them by accident.
That's the kind of gameplay we watch for. So they're just waiting, delaying the spawns, waiting for their boys. They want to cap it out here, but no Sollies here, so no real bomb potential. They're just going to have to walk forward with the scouts. I hope the demo can get some spam. Going to get Duck off high ground here if they can. Duck is half HP, can't really spam as much as he'd want. Both scouts walking in for Psychology Majors, getting nice damage, get their scouts. Yeah, that's a round.
There we go, Grogged with the better start into this game, and will be able to keep the 1 minute lead going up until the very end here. Just goes to show sometimes these mid-fights on product can be huge factors for how the rest of the game goes. Let's see if they can repeat some of that just now into round number 2.
Yeah, so last minute was pretty slow from both teams, so I think we're going to see just Ivan trying to spam everyone out with some spaces. They'll rotate around house side, leaving with a bunch of spam, 2 HP, lands, grabs the pack, he's fine, but that's a lot of room for Ivan to work with. Just manages to get over the point away from that Sully. Yeah, Grogged done a really good job this mode of just, you know, spamming out, taking space where there is space to take, and not overextending. Ivan almost got caught out, but managed to stay up.
Alright, win for Psychology Majors. They will be having the time tick down already here. Not waiting too long though before Grogged will also be able to play against this already. They have the Uber going immediately out of the mid fight, so they can get something going pretty quickly if they can get in uncontested. However, the spam is looking mighty nice right now. For Psychology Mages, not letting anyone get too close to point all too easily, constantly having weak players. No one has a buff really, besides Tyrone, who is just the one taking the beam forward, in fact, trying to get the fight going here and will receive a fight, in fact, that he cannot win in the end. That's too far back. Gets dropped from the flash here before the Uber finally comes out.
Yeah, very late Uber, but Omni is still in. A bit too early on that timing as Duck goes in trying to Minecraft people. Fez walks on point though, trying to shoot down Smiley Face as Smiley bombs him. JD maybe caught out here. Some spam rockets coming in, but none of them connecting, so Smiley just dips.
Alright, well, here you go, point right back fairly quickly. A minute lead for Psychology Mages. Tough time getting back done as this non-Uber play works wonders for them. They're trying to get in already, clear the stakes and make this push happen as much as they can anyway. Still take this carefully, you kind of have to. You don't want to just mindlessly dive on the point and get denied by everyone spamming you, so it's a slow process for them here. That's obviously what Grogged wants. They want to get as much time as they can before it's getting too difficult to defend. But for the moment, they're doing a good job of that, doing that and getting more and more seconds here. There we go, finally some decisive play, and immediately the medic gets taken down.
Yeah, all of Psychology Majors wanted to group up on concrete there, but they kind of left their medic behind at the gas station. JD might go down here, Tyrone missing some shots, the pistol not coming out, and Omni gets the frag.
Alright, delaying the cap here as well. Very smart decision. The spawns are up now. Why make this any worse for yourself than it needs to be? And it's not like they lost too much time of this. I guess we'll see if it matters by the end of this, but for now this certainly might have been the better choice to make for sure, especially given that they already have advantage as well. So this will be even harder for Grogged to make happen right now. JD close to having already. So they're trying to get in the back, like lands on the head. Cannot go back, has to fall back the other way, and there's no way out. The hero spams that down as well. They're getting some presence towards point, but they're also weak.
Yeah, Smiley Face is walking off the demo and he gets some. JD goes down as well. Duck is in on Vest, gets one rocket. Omni comes in to finish it off. Can't hit it. Trying to get that last few shots off and just can't. Oh, that's
massive
heartbreaking.
play for Lur, though. After all that happens here, still getting the medic is very much something you kind of need.
I think that was one of the very first times this game we've seen a Solly actually try and go behind.
Yeah, it's strange. It's like so common these days as well. I mean, there's really two things you can do over here. Well, three, I guess. Sit, spam, and just wait for team fights. Go behind and just be in their face at all times. Straightforward, just bump in for the rest of the team. Much more so being more some of that. In fact, we see it already. KPC trying to clean up off the rest of the team's damage, but they're just not even getting close just yet.
Yeah, they knew that was coming. I mean, Psychology Majors just, you know, they were cold reading, you know. They saw a twitch and Solly's eyebrow and they were like, alright, they're bombing, I'm out.
Alright, let's see how this continues on here. Both teams with barely over a minute left to go around, and even Uber as well going into this next engagement here that Grogged is having obviously the point in possession, so the better position for them now, but it entirely depends on if they drop anyone before they were pushed, which happens already for me in this case, gets taken down, or if they need to use early. But no, that's not the case just yet. For them anyway, there we go, they're just pushing forward the one pick they have.
It's not going to be enough, they're already losing space here. Tyrone, disconnected from the Uber though, just gets caught back. Duck again, taking out the escape plan. I don't know what it is with Australian TF2 and people pulling out their melees, but they really seem to love to do it.
Gonna make them feel, right?
Yeah, it's the intimidation. It's like when you get Ubered and you just take the hand off the keyboard.
Well, I don't know who fears right now. I feel like it might be Psychology Majors because they're down on no time whatsoever. They have to get something going and they're just rushing this to point and getting utterly denied. Let a little airshot down to Omni. And Medic last man standing cannot win this fight all by themselves. Freddy going down. Will win the round here. It is a very early match point.
Yeah, pretty you know, overall I'd say pretty convincing. Pretty convincing first two rounds there. I mean, different mid though this time. Ivan coming in the other side, gets spammed out very early, almost goes down. He does go down at the end. So they're going to be able to use this as walk forward. KQC already bombing behind, just trying to bring the scouts back. The scouts are brought back, but Fez is fighting the wrong person. He's right beside the medic, but not shooting them. Goes down. Duck, again, trying to get in, gets off one rocket, immediately goes down.
Okay, this round is important, and the mid-fight going already. The side for the blue team here is kind of sketchy for Grogged. He can't really afford to lose another round at all at this point. A little bit late to have this sort of luxury still. They need to just start winning these fights here a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and again, Ivan goes down, so this is just more time on the clock that, you know, psychology majors can just take it easy and chill and just spam, not have to worry about too much. AQC goes down again. Duck trying to make some space up top, but Fez goes down in main on the meantime as both scouts walk him, and Smiley's behind. Gets a nice rocket onto Omni, just can't get the second one, but now no, and the force comes out on JD.
And they feared the second bomb coming through, and it wasn't even close to the medic, but it was coming in. So they're respecting that one very much, and that's just really bad news for Grogged right now. This Uber comes out very late with no chance to go anywhere, so no threat onto the combo whatsoever here onto the side of the blue team, and it's looking mighty dire already, and we've barely started round number 3.
Big bomb coming in, but no one's even near the medic. Everyone's just trying to get these demo and scout frags, which, you know, they're valuable, but not in the middle of a 4-man sack.
Yeah, in fact, blue player is already up in the second here, so it's not even making the push point scenario here any easier for the side of Grogged. One's up now, so yeah, no advantages anymore here. It's just a matter of making this even Uber situation work, and that's been the struggle so far for Grogged.
Fez already goes down again. On the flank again as KQC gets walked at by both scouts. Both scouts are there though, so Omni walks across point and kills the medic. That's a big draw.
Smiley falling to a step in the back, and just well got receive the pack. But yeah, the red kill probably being a little bit more important here for the side of Grogged. If they want to make any comeback happen at all, they need to start here right now and probably not lose any more time. Already only a minute left, so psychology majors is tough on you for sure, but by no means impossible, especially if the forward hold does some damage right now.
And Tyrone's in again. This man never letting go to W feed. JD goes down, disconnected from the entirety of his team. Smiley gets a nice rocket on to KQC. Can he get the kill though? He does, that's a trade. But Uber advantage here down for the psychology majors.
Oh, Ivan almost gets the medic spawn.
Yeah, what happened on mid though was that Tyrone and the Smiley Face man have both been just holding W together at the flank whenever they see a player overextended. Omni realized they were doing that and just used that time to just hold W at the medic. Smiley with a big bomb into the skybox. I think that was the sync jump. Big spam as well coming out. A lot of players low here that they could spam out. JD in main getting spammed up with Smiley from behind.
This should be easy cleanup right now if they just can get into their faces. There we go, pipe while the rest of them just falling back. In fact, trying to play it safe, not going to keep too much. And Omni is actually just in on this, and a hero with him as well. They're just killing everything.
Oh, and psychology majors medic died with 98% again.
We have secured the control point.
He's just teasing us. 2 minutes versus
close,
40 seconds though. I mean,
it's going to become interesting.
If psychology majors can get a nice team wipe here and cap the point, they're really going to be putting a lot of pressure here on Grogged. So already Tyrone holding W, trying to make some space. Everyone bunching up onto concrete again. This has kind of been the signature of psychology majors at this point. Everyone on their team kind of bunching up around concrete. I'm not sure how I like it, but I guess it's been working for them. KPC on point gets taken down.
Oh, this is a full wipe.
That's the wipe.
They're taking this slowly from concrete and then rotating right, and people are just walking into a bunch of damage there. You mentioned one team fight here from psychology majors. Could it be a game? Still a little bit more time left to go around, but they have to get out of spawns at 2 point very quickly here against the Uber coming up for the blue side.
Yeah, they're trying to bust main, but the Uber, no one's in the Uber, eventually finds a scout. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Uber was needed there, but again, it's just something else that, you know, kills more time. KPC here on 100 HP in front of a scout has to try and bomb point. Doesn't even make it to point.
There you go. What a quick map 2 here. That point going into Psychology Mages. They will take home map number 2. And this has just gotten a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, after, Psychology Majors really fell apart at the end of Process, but then this time they seem much more collected. I mean, apart from a few minor mistakes, I think they had that, their little theory-crafted plan of if they see someone overextending on flank, they'll just walk at them with both scouts, which worked for them for a long time. Just that single pick is just enough to completely kill the momentum of any push from Grogged. But they did get a bit too aggressive with it. Then when both scouts ran over to the enemy's concrete, and Omni just held W across point and dropped Psychology Major's medic.
Well, welcome to Australia, where the plugins make no sense and the map picks don't matter because both teams won, the opponent teams won, apparently. And fairly convincingly so as well, back to back here. So who knows what's up to happen here next map, I suppose. All we know is that Psychology Major certainly looked like a changed team.
Yeah,
for the best of them as well here, making it 2-map 3.
Considering Omni had such a dominant presence on Process, he really slowed down on Product. And if I had to chalk that up to a reason, not saying that this definitely is the reason, but I find playing as Scout, I find Process is definitely much more easier to clean up on your team's damage, whereas on Product there can be at times a much heavier responsibility on yourself to do the initial damage and take that initial fight. And some players, they're just more used to cleaning up damage as Scout, which is a perfectly fine way to play, but I find it's maybe a bit suboptimal on Product.
This is so strange as well, looking at the heals right now. Like, basically everyone got the same heals on the blue side here. That's something you don't really see all too much at the end. It's really funny to look at.
Poor KPC on the other team just begging for more heals.
Did die the most in the end as well, I mean, you soldier on Product, of course it's going to happen at some point. But still, it's a bit of a sad one, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, it's just interesting to see everyone just... I mean, you mentioned as well, they were constantly like bunched up towards concrete, and I guess everyone's around the heals all the time, and it's evenly spread, which can go bad pretty quickly, and there was moments where it didn't work, obviously, as well, but overall, it wasn't like they constantly got nuked to the point where being together that much was a hindrance.
Yeah, that bunch up on concrete play really had me worried. Because I was biting my nails. I was just waiting for a double solly bomb to get everyone. It's actually interesting to look at that JD only died 8 times, where both of the scouts died 15 times. Which, that kind of just happens on Product. But usually you see at least one scout has a death count much closer to that of their medic, because they're playing more of a pocket scout role. I know a lot of people say on Product you just have 2 pocket scouts, but...
on Product you have a pocket scout and a lesser pocket scout.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know, maybe having that, extra player that JD could have healed more often could have been a deciding factor. A few more Ubers maybe, and just leaving it, the longer you leave your medic not healing, the more you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage for the next fight.
Alright, up next should be CP Gullywash. Everyone's favorite, assuming you don't play Scout.
You know what? Gullywash is a great spy map. I still love
yes. The most important class of the game.
Let me tell you about decloaked spots on Gully, because there's a lot of them, and they're all amazing.
I mean, of course you would know, yeah.
I can think of like 4 decloak spots in lobby that are just top tier. S tier decloak spots.
The best decloak spot is the windows on mid where you surf after being disguised as enemy sniper. They shoot you in the stalemate and you just jump up there and then you're invisible above them.
No, the exact best spot? The window that goes the grate from elbow up into river?
Yes.
Standing on top of that grate is objectively the best decloak spot in the game.
That is like the most common hiding spot of all time. If you don't get checked there, the opponent team is destroying.
Okay.
I'm throwing that one out there.
You go to mid as scout, right? You die within 10 seconds. You're up on spy before they're even capping mid.
I don't know about you, but it sounds more like your own problem. If you're dying within 10 seconds on every mid fight that you think about this sort of stuff.
I'm just getting baited by my team. You don't understand.
I guess that's fair, actually. Never mind. Yeah, I understand now. You made me see the light.
Listen, you know my pain. You know the people I play with.
I mean, something, 9th place forever.
Listen, if E2F2L does not give us playoffs again on tiebreakers, I'm just uninstalling TF2.
At that point, it's not even E2F2L's fault. At that point, it's just Lucky's fault again.
Teams keep dying when we beat them. Why does
granted,
every
this time
team
it wasn't
we beat
exactly
die?
because we beat them, it was a week later. So
Every team we beat just immediately craters.
Hey, they didn't die last season either. They moved back to low from mid.
Oh yeah, and then they got playoffs in low. They definitely needed to move down.
They got 8th and lost their quarterfinals immediately. Okay, let's set that straight here.
You don't lose your week 1 official and then you're like, hey admins, we need to go down a division and make playoffs. That's garbage.
They barely made playoffs. That'd be entirely realistic here. And then one of them went to the Highlander team and they won, so apparently it was all for the best for everybody. Except you, because you don't play with them in Highlander.
Yeah, I don't play with them in Highlander. I got cut from the team after I decided I would play NG after never having played NG in my life.
Damn, who could have seen that coming?
Listen, I've played like 7 of the 9 classes in Highlander, and I want to make that 9.
How many of them successfully?
I mean, I got cut as NG, but I would still say it was a successful season. I think I've played everything but Demo and Medic.
I think most teams would be glad about that one.
Listen, I'm just going to put up an open rec post. Anyone want to pick me up as Medic?
Have you joined my demo help group yet, by the way? This is very important.
Your Steam group for yes. TF2, what is it, like aim assist users?
Yes, for every Iron Bomber player.
I got that notification, and I was like, what idiot sent me this notification? And then I opened up and I'm like, oh, it's DuMmTm.
We were just watching after the cast yesterday, the US election, and I just had this idea. Like, damn, this needs to happen.
Something about the US election made you connect the Iron Bomber to aim assist?
Yes. Because much like the US, the Iron Bomber also shouldn't be here and is generally regarded as a bad move.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a joke about the polls. This isn't topical.
No, we can't date the vault that much later.
How frowned upon is it to make political jokes online? It's probably pretty frowned upon, right?
A little bit, yeah. The closest I get is just saying the US is bad in general, which is probably not that much of a hot take.
I'll never forget the time I was casting on TFTV, and I spent the entire cast just like saying any word I wanted, any swear word. And I open up my phone after the cast, and the first thing I see is a direct message from you, and it's like, please stop cursing or I will fire you.
I mean, that wasn't joking, to be fair. However, I have that power. Let it be known.
As an editor for TFTV, I have exactly 0 power.
If anything, I still have more power over you there as well, because apparently you guys don't know what you're doing and the Polish people hate you.
I recognized one person on that team, and I had to write an article about it.
Maybe you shouldn't start the article saying, oh, I don't know anyone here.
But it's transparent, you know?
That is true, but just because it's true, that doesn't make it good.
I'm going to speedrun getting water, so hopefully the game doesn't start while I'm speedrunning.
Well, but Top does, so he misses everything and will be utterly confused about what's happening. For now, they're taking their sweet time. You just got here. We are going into map 3 very shortly here. It is still Psychology Majors against Grogged in the upper playoffs finals. Trying to make that easy ride into finals happening for them. And it's going to be tough. It was two, maybe not quite blowouts, but fairly decisive wins each. On the opponent's map pick, now it's going to Gully as the last stand for either side here to make that early playoffs into finals dream happening. It's going to be a close fight, I would imagine here. There's only one way to find out though, which is when they are ready to play this third map. They've tied in regular season before. They once again make it close one more time here, but unlike last time in week 2 when they played against each other, there's no ties no more. They will have to win or cry. We'll see which team does which here as we go into CP Gully Wash for the map 3 decider in this best of 3. Takes us home.
I'm rolling a 30, so you can take this mid fight.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Well, I mean, immediately people just get blown up, and Psychology might just kind of stuck in choke with a guy behind them as well. A lot of damage coming their way. Smiley dealing all the damage for the team to team up. Omni saves them from a little bit of trouble here, but cannot deal with all of them feeding in through choke. KPC stuck on the floor as well. Nowhere to go with the scout above you. Will have to take the death. And with that, the whole team has to take the L on the mid fight as well here. With the red team going up in the better position for now. So Psychology Mages on the driving seat for the start of the map, the start of the first round here. Let's see if they can keep this ball rolling right now. Looking likely, looking doable I should say at least, with the advantage they have right now. Grogged sitting on last, having a gun up already, building away as quickly as they can, but they will not close this distance on the disadvantage in time before this push will happen.
I'm back.
So let's see how this Uber push will work out for Psychology Mages.
I love the dispenser just right by spawn. That's the big brain. Pyro really stuffing this Uber. Still not dead. Tyrone just can't deal with the flames. Can't see through them. KPC gets out as well. Oh, whoa, what a bomb! Up through point, surfing the sentry, gets nice 2 rockets just before JD can get Uber. This is going to be a nice little opportunity for Psychology Mages to push out here.
The player under point cleaned up as well. So one less thing to worry about. Yeah, they're sitting here a little bit longer. Grogged still having the endurance as well. Probably for the best as well, since Psychology Mages are keeping the advantage out of this one. It will be likely they will push you obviously with this much advantage as well. The question is if it's looking any better here. In fact, we have a Pyro up as well now, trying to counteract anything. Gun got moved, mind you, as well. He spotted early though, so that's not as big a problem. Taking the sweet time though, JD is still far away from having, but they cannot waste too much time anymore.
Yeah, Fez just wants to switch things up, and he's in the right spot again. Sentry not built though. Trying to repair it. It's going to decide to switch off here. KPC fighting Tyrone, trying to hit the rocket. Can't find the crucial one. Goes down. NG, it's NG time. Goes, Omni gets back on the scout. Can only hit Smiley. JD doesn't even want to fight point.
Doesn't need to, I guess. I mean, with being surrounded by Sovereign and Nomad, how much are you able to get away with that? The answer doesn't matter in the end, because the scoreline will put that lead already up to Psychology Mages here.
That's the kind of mentality that'll mean you'll never get a lucky Luke montage.
Let's see how it goes. JD is so weak already. He barely got up to the high ground, gets the pack here in time to live. Is that enough for Psychology Mages to take space? For now, they're struggling. 1v1 under point will have no winner. Both of them trade here, and both teams just playing it very safe right now.
And then both teams want to take control of the nipple here. Starting to walk forward, the scouts taking some fights. Both scouts took some damage, they're going to heal up a bit. So Leaving drops down to the low ground, hits some nice pipes on Fez, and they're able to bully out JD and Ivan. Trying to chase. Nice little sticky to catch out Tyrone. I'm just going to back up. Just chill on second, you know, have a good time.
Isn't that what life is all about, taking control of the nipple? For now, if the College Major is taking that one, they will cap the point up. Once again, victorious from mid will always help quite a bit here. But different position than last time, obviously. So the Ubers both being up here, both teams well aware of what's happening next here, which is to say, probably not quite a lot here. As with this situation, it's likely going to stand a little bit here. And with process if process is anything to go by, these teams don't want to commit too early to too aggressive of team pushes and just sack away, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a Solly bomb, but same thing as Product, actually, that JD is just nowhere to be found. Man is as humanly far away from that choke point as he can be. Both Solly's drop down. They just want to take Omni above point, Solly's bomb up. Just a bit of intimidation to make sure Psychology Majors back out and give him this midpoint.
Yeah, Lowell got baited there a little bit, wanted to spam through with the sack going through as well, but Soldier was just waiting above choke, dropped down on the demo, got the kill instantly, and that's 2 down for the price of 1 basically on that denied sack. And suddenly this is looking a lot better for Grogged, already able to take some space, get mid, maybe get some presence for a second. They want to send the player behind, fast gets spotted incredibly early, both scouts diving back to deal with that one quickly, prevent the worst from happening. And in fact, it's nothing happening in the end, so best case scenario here for Psychology Majors so far.
Yeah, just kind of, trying to poke, figure something out. Duck maybe looks like he wants to get a bit aggressive. Yeah, they're going to rotate the demo here in the big door. Trying to see if they can catch out a scout, but just too far away. They're still trying to bust in. Not really committing to it, just, hoping that someone is making a mistake that they can take. Duck bombs in, bombs out.
Well, KPC pick is nice. The question is if it's meaningful in the end. Trying to make something happen, but the soldier they hoped was lacking wasn't the one looking to flank. A hero was still there, having eyes on that big door area and not letting anything happen. Smiley just denied instantly. KPC taking opportunity though to push out of spawn as a sniper here.
Yeah, we kind of see the all-traditional way to play as seen in this match, which is bomb your Sully in and just bomb them out and walk away. KPC just hits the demo, but can't get the headshot. Decides to rotate to big door, rather than going for the hero play through choke. Maybe able to catch out a scout here, but he's going to have to walk forward for it. They're going to make him go as far forward as possible for this. No one really wants to peek him, but they might have to, depending on how far up Ivan wants to push here. They're starting to peek now. Misses the first shot. Yeah, they just really don't want to peek, but the further and further up that Grogged pushes, the more they have to contest, and the more they actually have to peek this angle.
Yeah, it also just gets worse when you give them so much play, not just from the sniper, but also with every other class involved as well. Because suddenly, like, getting out again is so much harder as well. Where are you going to go from this position? You kind of have to try to wrap around awkwardly from the flank, and at this point you give up all the space on second as well. Much more so than you already have been, so trying to dodge the sniper side lane here from Big Dog can be a little bit annoying sometimes, if not outright dangerous. Like, any pick they get, it's just making you fall so lightly because you just have no space to go anywhere else.
Yeah, KPC still is looking for a shot. I wonder if we're going to see eventually, maybe he gets a bit impatient, goes for a hero shot. I think he's trying to get his buff, maybe, to walk through choke. Still just looking at it, but he's getting closer and closer to choke, so he decides, no, I'll just go big door.
Alright, no snipes just yet. KPC asleep on the wheel here. Needs to get something going. They still have plenty of time, obviously. But don't want to waste too much time just getting to even out the score lane here. You want to start coming back and getting into the lead at some point, so
KPC really said, I got this, and then very quickly realized that he did not have this.
I think that's an idea Lucky introduced to me yesterday. That is the Eeply theory, being that Sniper and Spy are in fact not the playmaker classes, but the classes where you just sit there and do nothing. And in fact, it's all the other off classes that are the impact classes, because whenever you switch to them, you will actually do something.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's no real way to say anything nice about that. I mean, KPC had plenty of chances, but just couldn't hit the shots. And he's
Doesn't
back
believe
on
anymore either, yeah.
He's a broken man. Look at him coming to mid with his green unusual. That's the husk of a man.
You've seen the spoils of war, and the fact that no one died.
He went to war and missed everything and came home with severe PTSD.
Well, stalemate's not happening. Both teams, once again, back to standard procedure here, throwing away the soldiers. And in fact, we still have the off classes happening for Grogged. It's a spy this time around. The hero onto the next move to make here. Why take the fight if you can just be behind them and kill them instantly? However, as I say this, there's a smart little soldier in the red spawn as well, making sure to check for off classes. The question is if they did. The answer is decisive. Yes, they saw a hero coming very quickly there.
I don't know why you'd ever not use the cloak and dagger on 6s. I mean, Duck just ran out of invisibility and had to do a really unoptimal decloak. And just kind of waddled at the medic. Which,
I mean, the idea is that it's slightly faster, right? Because you can just like grab a cloak immediately. That Omni just got deleted by complete accident.
Man got sent into the Shadow Realm. Oh! JD almost dies. JD almost dies after Ivan just rolls another sticky under him. Yeah, that was almost bad.
But yeah, I mean, to come back to the spy topic, I mean, sure, with normal cloak, you have longer cloak in theory for the duration of you just walking like that one time, but I don't think that little bit of time difference is really worth in the 6 stalemates that will take the 3 time normally anyway.
Especially because you can just put on the Letronger and just have longer cloak and dagger time. So,
but your shots don't deal damage. Can't have that.
Ah yeah, Spy, the gun class.
It happens often enough, okay? Let's not be unrealistic here.
They really
see
don't.
more forces with that.
They don't respect Omni. They're just waddling at him. And he goes down, so I mean, not in a good spot here for Grogged. Oh,
ooh, quick
Ivan hits that.
Yeah, he's going into aim assist, that's for sure.
Yeah, never mind. They're in a good spot.
Yeah, they're going all the way as well.
Force in the Uber. JD's stuck in though, but
nah, they have to use.
Yeah, has to use there.
No way out.
He sees an iron bomber pipe within 3 meters of him. You never know if it's going to hit or not.
That might splash, you know. There's a chance. Gotta fear. Either way, it still gets them into second on Grogged right now, with a little bit of fight left going. Obviously, Tyrone tries to get through everyone on Shudder. Believe still, for better or for worse, they're not getting in at all, though, despite trying their hardest here, making his rather awkward hero as well, wrapping around, gets the Devilman, gets some good damage on the Scout. Will go down either way, though. KPC cleans up 9, and that puts an end to this fight. If not to the round, they have 9 seconds left on the spawns here, and only 2 in front of them with the second soldier in the backlines right now.
Yeah, Omni gets the Scout, Medic goes down, only a Sully.
Oh, he doesn't get there in time. Well. Yeah, right choice to make it. There was a player behind and only 2 up front, one spawn coming, the other one were ages away. Just get quickly onto the players that you can deal with and send 1 player point with the player you have, and you still easily should win that.
So, both Solly's playing low ground here. Leaving already goes down to Duck, so they try and bomb up behind. Solly comes up, true drop down, hits the medic, gets the kill. Easy one when the medic's not looking. Omni gets low here. Ivan's just right in. No one's really helping his medic here. Tyrone looking at the wrong people. It goes down to a Sully. Psychology Major's medic drops onto the low ground. Still winnable, but Omni gets the frag.
Let's put the answer to Lord is the only one up, and here's the spawner. Nothing much he can do. He has the lonely Devilman. So Grogged will win this one. Looking mighty nice for them here, not with like any good advantage. In fact, JD might have spawned a lot sooner, but no one was with the guy in spawn, unfortunately. So it really isn't.
I just want to point out that I saw Ivan pull out the pan again. This man keeps trying to pan scouts in 1v1s, and I don't know why.
I mean, hey, if the pipes are out, then why bother reloading when you can just hope they walk into you?
That's a demo.
Surely they want to get close. I mean, it gets more damage.
Numbers, boys, doing damage here. He puts the bind in chat. He's feeling it. Smiley fighting Fez. Fez eventually goes down, but JD's been using all this time just to waddle his way out. Ivan spawns, but, you know, he sees a demo and a Sully flying at him and he decides it's not worth walking out here, which is a decision I can respect.
Alright, this is where we have a quick pause as well. We will resume the game once players are ready to do so again, but for the time being, let it be known, this is not the moment in the game where the pause happened. This is entirely still a little bit away here. Gives us a little bit of time to think about how this plays out, and I mean, the obvious answer is not good for Grogged. Looking at what we can see here right now, this is looking very, very bad in fact for the blue team.
Do you want to give your predictions?
I don't know. I mean, they're definitely waiting for Weebo here. There's no way. Smiley is just like wasting his life away here early.
I think psychology majors are going to walk in too quickly, and their medic's going to die on like 98%. I think the fight's going to go back in the favor of Grogged. I think, you know, they can see Grogged are 3 players down, and psychology majors are just going to say, yeah, let's W. And they're going to walk right into a demo.
I guess we will see. There's not much time to set anything up either in terms of defense. They could spawn heavy, they could try to spawn NG. I don't even believe in that being the right choice at this point. Much too late. It's going to be, one way or another, incredibly difficult for Grog to hold this, but I mean, hey, there's still time left. Even if they go down to make a comeback, that needs to happen first. We'll see, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think NG's worth it. Heavy Pyro, maybe. I think you would have just enough time because Grogged's players are about to spawn. I think they would have just enough time to run as Pyro, but Unpause comes in, and they're kind of taking their time. They actually have charge. My hood is broken apparently, so they're going to
broken hat after a pause.
I know,
this
right?
pause was made by IF Essentials on gang. So I can tell you for sure, the U is up. It's not quite yet for the other side as well though, so they're trying to get some time towards point, and this is bad news for JD because he doesn't have just yet. 97 will go down right in front of the cap here. It's just fast with Ivan on the point, trying to defend this as much as they can, and it's not looking good. Demo gets rushed by everyone in fact, and with no traps ready. That's a quick death, a quick round for psychology majors.
I mean, I was right about the 98% thing, I just, you know, I had the wrong medic.
You're also off by 1%.
Close enough.
Well, halfway through map number 3 here, Psychology Majors once again in the lead. Are looking mighty nice for them here, but the mid fight needs to be a win for now. That is looking a little bit bad, maybe? They're down a couple, but Smiley's on the medic, gets the jump through to everyone in the elbow area and just takes them down very quickly. Their bomb will happen, but free fire, skip over point. Nowhere to go for here, right?
I'm going to reconnect to the SCV because my hood is absolutely bonked.
Fun fact, the HUD will fix itself. Pause time plus 90 seconds later.
So I'd have to wait another minute and a half.
Yes.
It's I think, yeah, so the pause that came in, the pause was right as Sullies were bombing on mid. So I'd say like a few seconds into the mid fight, which may have been a big factor as to how hectic that mid fight was.
As in, pause for sure, yeah.
Some players were in the middle of a bomb when the pause happened, so...
Actually, isn't that like activating gravity instantly after the pause and you just fall down?
Does it? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is, because it's like if you press a kill when the pause happens, you have to just die instantly, the pause ends. The gravity just becomes a magnet.
The Uber comes out, but nothing really comes of it. Try and maybe pressure the point. A nice little bomb here from Shutter would be big onto point. Smiley Face is on point. Fez tries to fight it, but...
One quick lead shot is not going to save you there. Psychology Mage is quickly going up the rounds here. Suddenly it's a 3-1 scoreline. Still plenty of time left to go, but not if the fights towards mid, and especially not the ones on last, are looking like this here. They need to hold on if they're not winning the mid fights, and they preferably don't even want to get there in the first place. Want to just win the mid fights here.
Yeah, Psychology Majors, you know, seemed a bit shook on process, but they've seemed really composed these last 2 maps. Going in for a really aggressive mid. Smiley still lands on JD. Other Sully's in. Hits a rocket, and Smiley Face follows it up, but it's landed on by KPC, but KPC can't find a single rocket onto him. And they'll go down.
Okay, well, it's just a matter of saving the medic here, and can they get a play going? They're all on that one side of mid, trying to have to cross this against 2 scouts. Going to be tough, but they have only one chance to do it. Getting 1 scout down already, so 9 down just around with the medic. He gets the pack in time, but Omni cannot get that to clean up the case.
JD is still in mid, which probably isn't where he needs to be right now. As Fez goes down, JD's alone here. Demo trying to get to him. Stays alive with it from a very nice arrow. Yeah, I mean, they got that kill when it was Demo Solly Scout versus 2 scouts on a medic. They got that first scout kill with the Solly bomb, and I think then when Psychology Majors backed up into the choke area, Ivan could have just stickied off choke and walk away, you know?
Oh no, a hero tried to do the funny play, standing above choke, but they actually can look upwards. They have in fact mice that go every direction.
I think you mean look downwards.
Well, he did. David looked up to find him.
That was an Australia joke. It was very original.
That is an XD in the chat for me. As we have to push into last happening already. Psychology Majors trying to make this work, but JD has no reason to use early. In fact, using so late, they can try to chase through into lobby with this a little bit, try to get some kills to get out of here, but maybe biting off more than they can chew. Lose Ivan and KPC trying to go forward with this into lobby, and suddenly, despite a much later, but it's still not looking pretty right now. No DuMmTm is a really tough task to deal with right now on the defense.
Yeah, and again, they just start pressuring the point. He almost gets it on his own lonesome. Big stickies coming out, and that'll be it.
Yeah, lol, cleaning up point there pretty quickly, and this went from a competitive game in the first few minutes suddenly to just Psychology Majors running away with this completely, 4-1. It's not quite match point just yet, but we're getting much closer than Grogged probably is comfortable with at this point.
Gotta say, there's been some nuts arrows in this game. Both medics have really been on point so far this game. Anyway, big bombs coming in. Kind of aggressive, maybe too aggressive. No real follow-up available for that. Smiley tries to take the nipple as KPC goes in. Can't get the scout kill. JD breaks his ankles and just rolls over and decides he's dead.
Alright, well, your Met can hit all the arrows they want. If they don't live the mid-fight, it's still a dire position for you to be every single time here. JD died really late as well, so tough even getting good buffs going. In fact, the hero tries to get the fight in lobby going and just gets taken down by Tyrone on beam. Suddenly this just went from bad to worse. They're lacking one on the defense as well now before this last set that they desperately can't afford to lose right now if they don't want to go to match point early.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Tyrone on beam sounds like a great album, I'll say that. As the Uber comes in, straight on point for one of the Sullys. Takes the gun down, Omni with the Pyro. Immediately goes down to Tyrone. Tyrone walks off point. Could have had some nice cap time there, but opting more to try and find the frags. Goes down to Fez. It's just the demo left here, trying to get some spam. JD almost dead. Fez is on him. He's getting some frags.
He gets the kill onto KPC on point as well somehow.
I don't think he was aiming for that, but you know.
Yeah. Just gotta hope for the best, you know. Anything you kill there is just, you know, down for the count for the push. Back into second, maybe from Psychology Majors. The spawns are here, but they're not believing in this one. They're falling back, taking it safe for now. So it's an advantage for Grogged here, at least to make something happen with. If he just got here, it's been an interesting 3 maps so far. 2 very, well, fairly convincing one. 4-2 Grogged map 1. Clean trio sweep Psychology Majors map 2. And at the moment, obviously, after a slow start and a close start as well, Psychology Majors have been running away with this for the past few minutes. This is the best it's been looking for Grogged for a hot second here. And even then, just getting jumped at onto the combo here after the Uber, and it's just death all around.
Yeah, and Grogged just desperately trying to get this medic to reset, but total team wipe, so Psychology Majors is going to be able to walk all the way over, maybe even just straight into last with the super, leave a Solly behind the cap and just go straight in. Looks like that's what they want to do. Tyrone is just itching for it. You can see him gagging for it. He's just trying to walk for it. He gets that one demo kill, gets arrowed up, and now they just want to take this demo scout Uber straight in through Shutter. Into the heavy and the sniper. Need to use right away. Straight on Tyrone. Uber coming up. KPC jumps on a point. That could be a big pick if they try and fight that. They get it. Double Solly on point. 2 rockets on the scout that tries to contest. And that's going to be another round.
Yeah, just opening up the last point here exactly like they needed it to. The moment everyone was in spawn, they wanted to see in spawn. It was just straight to point, get the people blocking, and just win before the rest of them come back out again. Exactly what you want to see here, and match point it is for Psychology Majors.
Yeah, I mean, match point, map point, everything. APC immediately goes down. Manages to catch the demo though, but kind of everyone goes down for it, so they're just going to be able to build up another Uber ahead here. Just have to take down both these scouts to finalize it. Fez trying to get something done, and just, ooh, nice rockets from Smiley.
Alright, that will be a winning fight for the red team once again here with the medic staying alive as well. Great opportunity to wrap this game up quickly potentially. These last pushes have been good the last few times we've seen them. Otherwise we wouldn't have quite the scoreline we have here right now, so maybe it's just a matter of a little bit more of the same right now for Psychology Majors to take home this map, take home the match. It's going to be tough for Grogged to even come back from this if they hold this one, but it's their only chance to make it to an early grand finals here.
Yeah, I think we're going might see the same thing as before. Just demo scout through shutter and then bomb 2 Solis on point. But oh, Tyrone and a Sully go down.
I even
see
just
on the
get
demo.
Omni sniping as well is
here.
working too.
Sniper is working. I've never
Oh,
seen
a
it.
headshot!
Oh, he gets the headshot on the Sully.
That's one way to do it.
Don't switch off. Yes, cap the spawn.
Point is being captured.
Oh, the Psychology Major has their own sniper and answer. And a pyro.
Not working, the power cannot reflect the stickies in time. Reaction time is the real thing.
This is really just turning into Highlander at the end.
Well, the gun coming out as well. They don't want to lose around here at all costs.
I love that Omni is 4 points down. Tyrone's is building a gun on second.
That
Omni's,
happened on Process as well, to be fair.
Omni
There was
is,
a gun on second at some point.
Grogged is 4 points down with 6 minutes left, and they're just like, yeah, Omni, you know what? You perma-snipe, buddy.
Control point is being captured.
He's in last?
Maybe it's the answer, you know? It's got them this far.
Where is he going? Someone get on Omni's cam right now. He's in river, he's behind the bridge!
They have no idea. Maybe he is really just a spy, but also has a sniper rifle.
That man went on a journey.
Oh, don't tell me they're trying to hide for backup. Okay, no, they spotted instantly and fast gets out DM'd as well. Oh no, it's just getting worse.
Is Tyrone getting out DM'd by the medic? Okay, no, eventually gets that frag. Omni's still on sniper.
Remember that one time people talked about adding a GG function to the game?
Has the control point.
Yeah.
How about we do that?
How about we just have the round timer be 2 minutes from every cap point? So I don't have to.
Everything will stay made all the time.
I don't have to sit here for 8 minutes trying to pretend a sniper holding a doorway for 8 minutes is interesting.
Alert.
Well, I mean, we're seeing a lot more than that right now.
Oh my god, wait, get me on Duck's cam. I love a good spy play. Yep.
Good. The keyword here.
You know,
Secure the control.
if you right click a spy, there's an invisibility function.
That's crazy, that's not OP.
KPC says in the chat, dead pug. And kind of have to agree at this point. Both teams.
I mean, they could just win on the red team, but that's difficult, it seems.
I think both teams hit their heads after last round and just forgot the years of TF2 experience.
Alright, second cap up, so 4 minutes left to go. Will we sit here for 4 more minutes? Is Psychology Majors that cruel to themselves as well as everyone watching? Probably.
Nah,
in
they're
for
gonna
some
go
chaos.
right in. They're gonna do a demo scout Uber through shutter and have both their Sullies bomb point. Maybe. Yep. Okay. There's the shutter play.
It's an exchange, that is true.
I don't know where the Sullies are.
Slightly better one for Grogged as well here, but I mean, it's a bold assumption to make that if you have a slight maneuver on a last point like this, that you can actually push out of it if you don't instantly kill
Ooh.
people.
Just open up the chat there for a second. Some spicy trash talk going on. You love to see it. Psychology Major Sullies have been prone to a good old bind this game, and
Well,
I think
long face, yeah.
Duck is sick of it.
Tested.
I have snapped.
Man's had enough binds.
Point is being
Big
I
bomb
think
from KPC
Psychology Majors
gets
had
the
enough
demo.
game as well.
Yep.
Finally getting to the cap here and just cleaning up out from there. This will be game over. Psychology Majors will take the win in this upper bracket playoff game.
Duck says they're apparently cutting JD and going next.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
Unlucky.
tensions running high within that team. I don't know if JD was the problem, personally, but
these like mid fights across the board weren't that great for Grogged on like every single map compared to Psychology Majors, which is interesting because they even won Process despite that, and I don't think they won really all, if any of them.
I didn't realize ducks could cry.
So we'll see how this goes down in the future here. For now, the Psychology Majors taking home the win with that. They're going into the grand finals of the high division. And Grogged will have another shot at it in this nearby future, probably next week, you would assume, and not much later than that.
Man, Scouts just were feeling it that game. This has been a very weird series of maps. First we had Omni absolutely demolish everyone on Process. And we had Tyrone and Smileyface kind of wake themselves up on Product. And then they really just awakened even further. They went into the second form for Gully Wash and was absolutely demolished. Tyrone with just below 300 DPM is very good considering how the first 15 minutes of that game were going at a snail's pace.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's just a story of like Psychology Majors just stepping up the game, I want to say as well. It's not like, I mean, of all the maps, Process was the closest, and that obviously was the one they lost. And ever since then, the performance has just been getting better and better to the point where at this point it just was a matter of them messing around by the end and still easily getting the win.
Yeah,
even with a little bit of a slow start.
Process was kind of the opposite, where we saw a very close game and then Grogged really exploded out in the second half. And then for Gully Wash, we saw the opposite, where it was a very close game and then Psychology Majors just exploded out and completely dominated the second half of that map.
Yeah, the dominating halves, however, was much better in this case, I suppose, with like it just generally looking better here to the point of it going to Mercy Ruin, obviously, in the end, in favor of the red team here, in favor of Psychology Majors, taking home the win, making their way forward into bracket. So that was the game, all right. They will get the well-deserved win here in the end, with all these three maps going down to make it happen, maybe, but in the end, they take the W they deserve. With that being said, it's not the only TF2 today. Today, definition of today, meaning in Europe today, because probably not so much left of the day in Australia anymore. If you are still up in about like 9 hours worth of time, you have the ability to watch on TFTV, that's twitch.tv/DuMmTm TV, for you, new team versus Kurtzburg in EU Premiership. It's a week 3 game. You will see some more product there for sure, and more Gully Wash as well. That's the maps for you right there, as well as if you are around at EU hours on the 14th and 15th and don't know what to watch yet on the weekend, the DreamHack Cup will be going on the DreamHack Twitch channel, held together by Essentials TF. The chat link will get you to clash.tf to find all the information you need. Hope to see you there. Should be a fun time. 2K prize pool as well if you have any interest to play. I know there's one Australian team playing. It's like a main team trying to give it a shot. See how much they can put up a fight against the Europeans on Sketchy Ping. But Sketchy Ping hasn't stopped players in this game yet, so why should it on a more international level, I suppose?
I can't believe the head of European production is just spreading propaganda.
Yes. What a shame making the scene be able to watch stuff. Oh no. How dare I? Anyway, speaking of propaganda, I will probably also be streaming tonight on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/DuMmTm, where I probably will watch a EU Div 2 game. Not entirely sure which one yet, but it'll probably happen so that I can avoid watching Dempsey's game.
Excuse you? I have my 6th official tonight, which I won't be streaming, but make sure to go to my Twitch channel and use a Twitch Prime sub anyway. I have not streamed in half a year.
Sounds like a good use of my money if I've ever heard anything.
Do you have any shout-outs then to end the cast with here?
Well, I mentioned everything I needed to say, so yeah, that's it from me, I guess.
Shout out to the outdated and broken American voting system.
Dude, same. And with that, see you guys next time on TF Live.